Men often notice things that go beyond what is verbally communicated, and body language is a prime example. A woman's body language can reveal volumes about her state of mind, personality, and emotions, sometimes without a single word being spoken. This is because, whether we realize it or not, the way we carry ourselves, our posture, and the small unconscious gestures we make all offer subtle clues about our thoughts and feelings. While women may not always be aware of how much attention men pay to these signals, they can often be the first thing a man notices. One of the most telling aspects of body language is posture. A woman who stands tall with her shoulders back exudes confidence and self-assurance. This simple adjustment, the way she holds herself, instantly communicates to others that she is comfortable in her own skin and knows her worth. On the other hand, if she slouches or hunches over, it may signal to others that she's feeling insecure, unsure, or even self-conscious, even if those feelings aren't openly expressed. The difference between standing straight and shrinking inward can make a huge impact on how she's perceived, and this is something men definitely notice. Additionally, the way a woman uses her personal space is another important part of her body language. If she stands too far away or seems uncomfortable in close proximity, it could indicate that she's feeling uneasy or not fully at ease. On the other hand, if she leans in or makes an effort to close the physical distance in a conversation, it can convey openness, warmth, and a genuine interest in connecting. Men notice these cues and subconsciously interpret them whether they're aware of it or not. Eye contact is another critical element of body language that men pay attention to. It's a powerful tool of nonverbal communication. When a woman makes direct eye contact, it can communicate confidence, engagement, and attentiveness. Conversely, avoiding eye contact or constantly looking away might make it seem like she's disinterested, nervous, or unsure. But it's important to note that there's a fine line. Too much eye contact can come off as intense or overbearing, while too little can seem distant or even closed off. It's the balance of eye contact that truly catches a man's attention and shapes how he perceives her. Small gestures like the way a woman touches her hair, her hands, or even the way she tilts her head can say a lot about her feelings. For instance, playing with or tucking her hair can indicate nervousness or even flirtation, while crossing her arms might be a sign of defensiveness or discomfort. A gentle tilt of the head when listening can show curiosity or empathy, signaling that she's engaged in the moment and paying attention. These little movements, while often unconscious, are picked up by men, and they contribute to the overall impression of her personality and demeanor. The way a woman moves through space also matters. A confident stride can communicate a sense of purpose and direction, while walking hesitantly or with an unsure pace can make it seem like she lacks confidence or is unsure of herself. Men tend to pick up on these differences and associate them with a woman's level of self-assurance and comfort in various situations. These details, subtle as they might be, contribute to the way she is perceived in a social setting. One aspect of body language that can be easily overlooked is the use of touch. A light touch on the arm or shoulder can be a sign of comfort, warmth, and connection, whereas avoiding touch altogether can create a sense of emotional distance. Men often notice how a woman uses touch, whether she is open and inviting or more reserved and distant. This simple form of communication can convey a lot about her openness to building a connection or her desire for personal space. All of these cues, posture, gestures, eye contact, movement, and touch, come together to form a picture of who a woman is, and they speak louder than words sometimes. Men don't just observe them, they instinctively interpret and make judgments based on these nonverbal signals. Women, often unknowingly, communicate far more with their bodies than they might realize. So, while words are important, body language is often the first thing that draws attention and helps shape the connection or understanding between two people. When it comes to the small details, men often notice things that women might assume go unnoticed. Women sometimes feel that the little changes in their appearance or daily choices are too insignificant to draw attention. But in reality, men are paying close attention to these nuances. The new hairstyle, a shift in fashion choices, or even a subtle change in makeup can all make an impression. Men more than often are quite tuned in to these small but meaningful differences, sometimes without even realizing it. For example, when a woman changes her hair, whether it's a fresh cut, a new color, or a different style, men often notice. The decision to go for something new with one's hair is a personal one, and it can subtly change how a person feels about themselves. When a woman makes that change, it's not just about aesthetics, it's a reflection of how she's evolving. Men pick up on these changes, even if they don't immediately comment on them. These shifts in appearance often catch their attention because they signify something different and often represent growth or a new chapter for the woman. Similarly, a change in wardrobe can be just as noticeable. Women might update their wardrobe to fit the latest trends, or perhaps they're experimenting with a different style. Men can often tell when a woman is trying something new, whether it's a bold color she typically wouldn't wear, or a more sophisticated look that matches her growing confidence. The confidence a woman exudes when she wears something she loves, something that reflects her personality, is something men can sense. They notice not just the clothing itself, but the way it makes her feel and carry herself. It's the subtle details, like how she wears a certain accessory or chooses shoes that make her stand a little taller, that truly catch attention. Even in the seemingly simple act of makeup, men often notice the smallest differences. Whether a woman is wearing more makeup than usual or perhaps chooses to wear less on a particular day, men are sensitive to the changes. They can see when she's gone for a more natural look or made a conscious effort to highlight certain features. These shifts may seem small on the surface, but they communicate to men a deeper layer of how a woman is feeling at that moment, or how she wants to be perceived. Makeup in this sense becomes more than just a cosmetic tool. It's an expression of mood, confidence, or even the desire to present herself a certain way. Even beyond appearance, men often notice the little things in behavior that may seem inconsequential at first. For instance, how a woman reacts in a group setting or how she interacts with those around her can reveal a lot about her. If she is particularly attentive to her friends or always remembers the small details about people's lives, men pick up on these gestures of care. Whether she remembers someone's birthday or notices when someone is having a rough day, men notice these acts of kindness because they reveal depth and character. The way a woman takes care of herself, both mentally and physically, also stands out in the small details. Whether she's committed to a workout routine, prioritizes self-care, or even takes time to relax and recharge, men notice how a woman values her well-being. These actions, though they may seem routine or mundane, speak volumes about how she takes control of her life and her health. The small details go beyond just physical appearance or behavior. They are reflective of a woman's personality, the choices she makes, and the effort she puts into creating an environment that suits who she is. Men are keen observers, and these little details, they may be slight, but they're far from insignificant, leave lasting impressions. Often they serve as the foundation for a deeper connection because they show not just what a woman looks like on the outside, but who she is on the inside. One of the most subtle yet powerful things that men notice is a woman's smile and her laughter. These expressions have an incredible way of revealing someone's personality and mood, often saying more than words ever could. A genuine smile can speak volumes about warmth, confidence, and approachability, and it's something that men tend to notice almost instantly. It's one of those things that can be instantly captivating, leaving a lasting impression, whether in a social setting, a casual interaction, or a more intimate conversation. When a woman smiles, especially in a genuine, heartfelt way, it often communicates openness and warmth. It's an invitation to connect, a silent signal that she's approachable and interested in engaging with those around her. Men notice how a smile can change the entire vibe of a situation. A simple smile can break the ice in an awkward moment, make a conversation flow more smoothly, or even lighten the mood in a tense environment. It's amazing how something so simple can have such a profound impact on interactions, and men are quick to pick up on it. Beyond just the smile itself, men also notice the way a woman smiles accompanied by her eyes. A true, authentic smile reaches the eyes, often causing them to light up or create subtle crinkles at the corners. This kind of smile, the one that exudes warmth and genuine emotion, shows confidence and a comfort in expressing oneself. It's contagious too. When a woman smiles genuinely, it invites others to feel at ease, and men are often drawn to that kind of energy. It makes them feel welcomed, as though they are part of the positive energy she brings to the room. Then there's the sound of a woman's laughter. Men notice the quality of her laugh and how it adds to her overall presence. Whether it's a soft chuckle, a deep belly laugh, or a high-pitched giggle, Laughter is something that reveals a lot about a person's joy, sense of humor, and ease in social situations. A woman who laughs freely and without hesitation is often seen as someone who is comfortable in her skin, someone who doesn't take herself too seriously and enjoys life's lighter moments. Men notice this sense of ease and warmth that comes with a good laugh, and it's something they often find attractive. The way a woman laughs and the type of humor she gravitates towards also speaks to her personality. Some women may have a dry sense of humor, while others are more playful and animated. Men often pick up on these differences and are drawn to a woman who's able to laugh at herself or find humor in the everyday moments. Humor can be a shared experience, and when a woman laughs in response to something funny or playful, it can create an instant connection. Men notice when a woman is genuinely enjoying herself and is comfortable enough to show that joy openly. It's also worth mentioning that men are aware of how a woman's smile or laughter can signal confidence. A woman who smiles often and laughs easily tends to be perceived as someone who is confident, happy, and positive. It's an indication that she's in touch with her own emotions and comfortable expressing them. Men are naturally drawn to this kind of energy because it's infectious. It not only makes them feel more at ease, but also leaves them with a sense of admiration for how naturally a woman can embrace her joy. In the end, a smile and a laugh can reveal so much more than just happiness. They show confidence, approachability, and the ability to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Men are observant of these qualities even if they don't always mention them. These expressions are often the first thing that attract attention and are the most memorable aspects of a woman's presence. A smile or a laugh can brighten someone's day and in many cases leave a lasting impression far beyond the moment it happens. The tone of a woman's voice is another subtle yet significant aspect that men notice, often without fully realizing it. The way a woman speaks, her tone, pitch, pace, and energy, reveals so much about her state of mind, emotions, and even her level of confidence. Men often tune into these vocal cues as they offer a deeper understanding of how a woman is feeling or what she's trying to convey beyond just the words themselves. One of the first things men pick up on is the tone of voice a woman uses when speaking. A warm, inviting tone naturally draws people in, signaling friendliness, openness, and interest. When a woman speaks with warmth, it makes her appear approachable and easy to talk to. Men are naturally drawn to this kind of voice because it signals a level of comfort and ease, making the interaction feel more personal and engaging. Whether it's a soft, soothing tone or a more upbeat and lively one, men notice how her voice makes them feel. A positive, warm tone tends to create an instant sense of connection, and they often find themselves more willing to engage and listen closely. On the other hand, a cold or flat tone can create a different dynamic. Men notice when a woman's voice lacks warmth or emotion, even if she's speaking the same words. It can sometimes give off a sense of disinterest or detachment, making the conversation feel more distant. A monotone voice or one that sounds forced or uninterested can leave a man feeling like he's not connecting with her, or worse, like she's not invested in the interaction. The emotional quality of a woman's voice often shapes how engaged or connected the person on the other side feels, so when her tone feels distant or curt, it's noticeable. The pace of speech is also something men pay attention to. When a woman speaks at a steady, comfortable pace, it's often seen as a sign of confidence and self-assurance. It shows that she's in control of the conversation and is comfortable with her thoughts and words. If she speaks too quickly, it might suggest nervousness, anxiety, or impatience. Men notice when a woman rushes through her words, and it can sometimes make the conversation feel rushed or less grounded. On the flip side, speaking too slowly can give the impression of hesitation, as though she's unsure of what to say next. The rhythm of her speech, though subtle, can impact how she's perceived in a conversation. Men tend to appreciate a pace that feels balanced, one that allows for thoughtful pauses but also keeps the conversation flowing. Pitch also plays a role in how a woman's voice is received. A higher pitch may give off a sense of excitement or enthusiasm, while a lower pitch can convey authority or seriousness. Men often notice these shifts in pitch, as they can signal how engaged or emotionally invested she is in the conversation. A woman who naturally varies her pitch, modulating between different tones, can hold a man's attention more easily as her voice feels more dynamic and expressive. When a woman uses pitch to convey emotion, whether it's joy, surprise, or even concern, it adds layers to the conversation that men are quick to pick up on. It gives them a deeper sense of who she is and how she feels in that particular moment. Another thing men notice is the energy behind a woman's voice. When a woman speaks with passion or excitement, it's incredibly engaging. Her voice can reveal how much she cares about a topic, how deeply she feels about something, or how enthusiastic she is about sharing her thoughts. This kind of energy can be magnetic, drawing men in and making the conversation more lively and interesting. Men can sense when a woman is passionate, and this often leads to a stronger connection because they feel her genuine interest. Conversely, when a woman's voice lacks energy, when it's too flat or sounds disengaged, it can make the conversation feel less stimulating or one-sided. Men are likely to pick up on this, and it can affect how they engage in the discussion. In the end, the way a woman speaks has a powerful impact on how she's perceived. Her tone, pace, pitch, and overall energy in her voice communicate emotions and messages beyond the surface. Men notice these subtleties and are naturally drawn to a voice that conveys warmth, confidence, and genuine emotion. A woman's voice is more than just a medium for words. It's an expression of who she is, and it plays a critical role in creating a connection, whether she realizes it or not. How a woman treats others, particularly those she doesn't need to impress, is something that men notice and often hold in high regard. It's easy to treat people well when there's something to gain, but true character is revealed in the small, everyday interactions, those moments when there's no expectation of recognition or reward. Men often pay attention to how a woman engages with people who are not in her immediate circle, such as waitstaff, service workers, or even strangers in casual settings. These behaviors, while subtle, often speak volumes about her empathy, kindness, and integrity. One of the most telling ways men notice how a woman treats others is through her interactions with people in service roles. A woman who treats waiters, cashiers, or baristas with respect, kindness, and genuine consideration is often seen as having a strong sense of empathy and humility. Men can pick up on these qualities because they reflect a person's ability to connect with others regardless of their status or role. A woman who is polite, patient, and shows appreciation for the work others do often leaves a lasting impression. It signals that she values others' contributions and sees their worth beyond just what they can provide for her. On the other hand, when a woman is dismissive or rude to service staff, men can notice this too. Even if the interaction seems brief or inconsequential, it can cast a shadow on how she is perceived overall. Rudeness, impatience, or a lack of appreciation for the effort of others often gives the impression of entitlement or a lack of emotional intelligence. These kinds of behaviors stand out to men because they indicate a person's deeper values and the way they view the world. Men may not always comment on this, but they are quick to internalize how a woman treats people, especially in situations where there is no apparent benefit to her. In a more social context, men also observe how a woman treats friends or even acquaintances. If she is consistently supportive, listens intently, and shows empathy in conversations, it reveals her emotional maturity and compassion. Men notice when a woman makes the effort to check in on friends, remembers important details about their lives, or goes out of her way to make someone feel seen and heard. These actions reveal that she values connection and that she prioritizes building meaningful relationships. When a woman demonstrates kindness and care in these situations, it signals to men that she is someone who is deeply invested in the well-being of others. Furthermore, the way a woman handles disagreements or difficult situations with others is also a strong indicator of her character. Men often notice how she navigates conflict, whether she remains calm, listens actively, and seeks a resolution, or if she becomes defensive or dismissive. A woman who handles conflict with maturity, respect, and a willingness to understand different perspectives is someone who exudes emotional intelligence and self-awareness. These qualities are incredibly appealing as they demonstrate that she is capable of maintaining healthy relationships and managing challenging situations with grace. Even the small, seemingly insignificant acts of kindness don't go unnoticed. Men can observe when a woman offers to help someone with a heavy load, steps in to lend a hand without being asked, or takes the time to express appreciation to someone. These acts might seem like ordinary gestures, but they reveal a lot about her character. A woman who is thoughtful and considerate in these small ways communicates that she is caring and selfless. Men appreciate these qualities because they reflect a deeper layer of kindness, one that is not just reserved for those from whom she stands to gain something. At the core of these interactions is the idea that how a woman treats others reflects how she sees herself and the world around her. Men notice this because it speaks to her integrity, her sense of justice, and her ability to create genuine connections with people. Treating others with respect, kindness, and empathy is a powerful way to communicate that a woman is emotionally intelligent and values meaningful relationships. And these are qualities that men admire and are drawn to. In the end, a woman's treatment of others often speaks more to her true nature than any words or outward appearance ever could. Men notice these behaviors, sometimes without realizing it, and they leave a lasting impression that goes beyond surface-level interactions. The way a woman treats people, especially those who cannot offer her anything in return, says so much about who she is at her core. It's these everyday moments of kindness and consideration that often build the strongest foundations for meaningful connections. A woman's sense of humor is something that men notice and often find deeply attractive, sometimes more than they realize. The way she laughs, what she finds funny, and how she engages with humor can reveal a lot about her personality and her ability to connect with others. Humor is an incredibly powerful tool for creating bonds, and men are quick to notice how a woman uses it to navigate social interactions, ease tension, or simply brighten a moment. A good sense of humor can make a woman stand out, showing that she is fun, approachable, and most importantly, someone who doesn't take herself too seriously. When a woman laughs freely and naturally, it gives off a vibe of confidence and comfort. It signals that she is at ease with herself and the people around her, and that she doesn't feel the need to constantly guard her emotions or behavior. Men tend to find this type of openness inviting and attractive. A woman who can laugh with ease, who doesn't worry about looking perfect or overly composed, is often perceived as more genuine and relaxed. Men pick up on this lightness and are drawn to it because it indicates that she can handle life's ups and downs with a sense of humor, making her someone enjoyable to be around. Moreover, men also notice the type of humor a woman gravitates toward. Is she quick-witted with a sharp sense of sarcasm and clever one-liners? Does she enjoy slapstick or physical comedy, finding joy in the absurdity of life? Or perhaps she enjoys more dry or intellectual humor, drawing on clever wordplay or situational comedy. Regardless of the type, men are naturally attuned to how a woman expresses her humor because it reflects her unique perspective on the world. A woman who can make others laugh, whether with her quick thinking or her playful demeanor, often leaves a lasting impression, showing that she is capable of finding joy in everyday moments. Humor also serves as a social connector, and men tend to notice how a woman uses humor to engage with others. Does she make an effort to include everyone in a conversation with a well-timed joke or light-hearted comment? Is she able to ease uncomfortable situations with her laughter or a witty remark? These are qualities that men often admire because they signal emotional intelligence and the ability to foster a positive atmosphere in any setting. Humor in this way becomes a tool for building rapport, breaking the ice, and making connections that go beyond small talk. Men are drawn to women who can effortlessly create an enjoyable environment and who bring a sense of fun to every interaction. In addition to its social benefits, a woman's sense of humor often reveals a lot about her personality. It can be an indication of her resilience and how she handles life's challenges. A woman who can laugh even in the face of adversity shows strength and perspective, demonstrating that she doesn't let stress or difficult circumstances define her. This type of humor, one that arises from a place of self-assuredness and resilience, is incredibly attractive. It shows that she can maintain a positive outlook no matter what life throws her way, and that she's capable of finding light in even the darkest situations. Men notice and admire this kind of strength, which often creates a sense of admiration for her ability to navigate the world with grace and humor. Even when a woman's humor is a little self-deprecating, it can be endearing. Men tend to appreciate when a woman can laugh at herself, as it signals confidence and self-awareness. It shows that she doesn't take herself too seriously and can embrace imperfections with humor. This quality not only makes her more approachable, but also relatable. A woman who can make light of her own quirks or mistakes often feels more genuine, as it creates a sense of ease in those around her. Men notice this ability to laugh at herself, recognizing that it reflects a deeper level of emotional intelligence and the ability to stay grounded, even in moments of vulnerability. At the end of the day, a woman's sense of humor is an incredibly attractive trait that often leaves a lasting impact. Men notice how she uses humor to connect, to navigate life's challenges, and to bring joy to everyday situations. Whether it's her laugh, her jokes, or her ability to make others feel at ease, humor is a key element that men find irresistible. It not only makes interactions more enjoyable, but also signals confidence, resilience, and a deep sense of self-awareness, all qualities that men admire and are naturally drawn to.